Peace, what it is. All right. So there's a question, right, that never really got answered, but we accept the general story as to be true. So I just want to analyze something. I want to tell you something. You can go look into yourself, and then you know what I'm saying. You tell me what you come up, what you think. All right. So basically, we got two stories on how. Well, we got about three stories. One is a hidden story, but of how pale-skinned people came about on this planet, because we all know back in the day everybody was dark-skinned up until about 6,000 years ago. Go look it up. Okay, just look it up. Just Google pale skin didn't appear until 6,000 years ago. It'll show you. The genetics show this. Okay, so right, how did these people come about? Well, one story is they went up in Europe and got trapped behind the ice in the Ice Age, or lived through the Ice Age. I guess the story is lived through the Ice Age, because I thought I used to hear it as being trapped behind the ice in the Ice Age, behind the mountains or whatever, which is ridiculous, because the definition of an ice age is a long-term formation of ice. So like, these people had to be dumb as shit. They don't know that the ice is forming over 100 years or some shit. They don't know they need to move. So now they stuck. That's stupid. So they lived through an ice age, and their skin got pale because of lack of exposure of the sun, and the cold temperatures, vitamin D deficiency, okay, so that formed the pale skin or what have you, okay, which makes no sense, because genetically they know that the pale skin is a result of the mixture of the Neanderthal DNA, which, when it comes to pigmentation, is as high as 50%. I think 70%. It's why you have that form of pigmentation, is because in that particular strand of the DNA, it's more Neanderthal than man. So, ice don't make you, form Neanderthal DNA, okay? So they said that those people that were trapped in the ice interbred with Neanderthals, and that's how you got that in the DNA. But we know that don't make sense, because two different species can't produce they automatically produce a sterile being, like a mule, right? And a mule was a donkey and a horse or some shit, or a donkey is a horse and a mule or some shit. I don't know. One of them after it's created, it doesn't produce anything else. It can't produce, because goddamn it, that's the point. Different species can't create, they can't proliferate. Nigga, don't I sound like Damon Wayans on goddamn me on In Living Color, the Magnificent. Fuck yeah. Alright, but anyway, you can look it up. Interspecies breeding. Think about the liger, the tiger and lion, and mixture. It's not a breed. It's not a fucking herd of the motherfuckers nowhere, right? Because it's impossible. Okay, so the point is, the man in Neanderthal could not mate and create, a being, you know what I'm saying, that produce other beings from itself. Okay, if they could mate and create a living being, it would be sterile. It would be a little retarded little monkey baby. I mean, it wouldn't make no goddamn sense, because they two different species. You understand what I'm saying? So, right? So that don't really make sense either. But you can believe it. And then it's the belief that, and I guess this is the third one, but it really kind of go along with the Ice Age shit, is that the albino the albino black man is the white guy. But that don't make sense either, because that wouldn't explain the Neanderthal DNA. You see what I'm saying? The only thing that explains the Neanderthal DNA is the interbreeding. But then you'll have to just believe that magically these two species, even though no other species does this, that these two magical species was able to produce a whole brand new race of beings. And not including the Denizen, I might be saying it wrong, I'm sure I am. DNA, that's a different type of Neanderthal that's found in Asians. That's higher in Asians than it is in, you know who we call white people, pale skins. So, you understand what I'm saying? None of that makes sense either. So, you know what I mean? It's like, kind of like what you gonna believe type shit. And even though neither one of the explanations really make sense, you know? Now, the hidden one, which I guess is the fourth one, but I'm gonna say third. Anyway, whatever. The hidden one or whatever is the one Elijah Muhammad said. Don't nobody seen the one, don't nobody want to believe, right? Elijah Muhammad said that the pale skinned European people were created, you know what I'm saying, deliberately by evil scientists, if you will. Now, personally, I took this story as a mythology of science. You understand what I'm saying? Some people took it literal, however you want to take it. The story is basically that black people created white people, so-called white people, we call white people today, in a lab. They would be your first clone, essentially. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you look into just the fact that they have the Neanderthal DNA mixed with the human DNA, and it's possible for two breeds to intermix, right? And create a what is that word for? That's counter to sterile. I don't know. Fertile. A fertile being. That's what the word. God damn, I can't think of the word now. Anyway, so now, one thing that they'll tell you is that the Neanderthal is 200,000 years old, or 800,000 years old, or blah, 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 blah. So they died out 10,000 years ago, or 20,000, blah, 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 right? Because Neanderthals are so old, right? So, Bigfoot is like, some made up shit that people just make up, you know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't make sense that, even though Bigfoot looked like a Neanderthal of present day, in our minds, because, who the hell has seen Bigfoot, right? Even though, it would be the Neanderthal of today, we don't make that kind of connection, because Bigfoot is like Santa Claus, right? The Loch Ness Monster and all this other bullshit, right? Oh, Google. Get your Google shit out. Homo sapien cognatus. Cognatus. C-O-G-N-A-T-U-S. C-O-G-N-A-T-U-S. Cognatus. Homo sapien cognatus. We think, if you think about it, we know how they do. They hide everything in plain sight, right? So you hear the stories of Bigfoot, and they have the show of Bigfoot, Finding Bigfoot, and we got Harry and the Hendersons, and we don't pay it no mind because it's a joke, nigga. It's a joke, nigga. But who's the joke on, nigga? Hey, so the only way really that Elijah Muhammad's so-called theory, if you will, would make sense, right, is if these people we call white people is not that old, right, and that a remnant of their ancestor would still be in existence, being that their ancestor was created before them. You see what I'm saying? And Homo sapien cognatus, think about the word, like, you know, your cognitive function of your brain, that's the remembering, right? I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, I looked it up before I came with the video, but you can find it out. But I'm pretty sure that's the remembering. Now, remembering meaning, you know, to go back, like, you know, or get close to. So this Homo sapien cognatus is a group of entities, beings, mammals, animals on this planet whose DNA is so close to human that it's not purely animal, right? It's part human but part animal. So it's cognatus. Homo sapien cognatus is like a human, right? It's the Neanderthal. They've done hair samples, and not ancient hair samples. I'm talking about putting out traps, nigga, for hair samples. Do you hear me? Say, so, you know, whatever. I ain't saying nothing. It is what it is. Homo sapien cognatus. Go look it up. YouTube it. It's pretty interesting. Peace.